Hello everyone, I hope you're doing okay. So I made a video that I want you to watch before you watch this one. It should be called Science Fair or something like that. Chapter 10 Science. No, not, what would it be called? I'm not sure because I haven't uploaded it yet, but it's going to say Science Fair Watch First or something like that. So watch that one first because that will give you an idea of what a science fair is if you're not familiar with one. And I show you pictures of some science fair displays. So I kind of want you to have that image in your mind before I read the next chapter. So the last chapter was chapter 9, and it was called Top Secret. So Alan's project has officially had the stamp of top secret, and nobody can talk about it with anyone. So Alan can't talk to anyone about it. The president's advisor can't even talk to Alan about it, and it was Alan's idea, which doesn't seem very fair. So who knows what happens? I don't know what happens at this point. You know, it's like once a project gets labeled top secret, then what? I don't know. So the next chapter is called Science Fair. And again, if you have not watched the Science Fair video, pause this, go watch the Science Fair video, and then watch this one. All right. Are you going to do it? Because I can't check to see if you really did it or not. You could listen to this and then watch that one later if you really wanted to. But anyway, I just want you guys to get an idea. So, okay, chapter 10, the Science Fair. Oh, and we only have 3 more chapters. We're almost done with the book. As it turned out, I was going to be entering a project in the Science Fair after all. You see, the president must have felt sorry for me because he sent me a gift. Fully assembled, it stood 6 feet high and just as wide. It consisted of 4 panels of plywood hinged together, lots of photographs, charts, diagrams, a complete notebook of over 100 pages typed, and several samples. It was a science project on lipstick. So apparently the president must have felt sorry for him, and he has created a science fair project for Alan called, and then the subject is lipstick. And he ships it to Alan. Sure, the project looked good. In fact, it would probably win an award. Sure, I was no longer green, which meant I could go back to school. Sure, my turning in a project as nice as this would mean that I would not have to take science over next year with Miss Green. Sure, I should have been happy, but I wasn't. And the reason was simple. The project wasn't mine. He didn't do this project. Someone else did it and sent it to him. I had done something really great. The discovery of human photosynthesis. It was something that no one else had ever done before, and yet I couldn't tell anybody. The president had made me promise. My parents were happy to see me normal again and eating, but most importantly, they were happy not to hear anything more about my discovery. Mr. Kirby had told them that my condition had been all in my mind, which made my father happy because he had been saying that all along. Only Grandpop knew that something was wrong. What happened? He asked, as he led me by the hand out to the back porch. I can't tell you, Grandpop. You don't have to tell me, he said, kicking his foot in the air. I can figure it out. They don't have the imagination to see how things could be different, so they try to pretend your idea doesn't exist. They hope it'll go away. But it won't. No, sir, Alan Brewster, it won't. I didn't say anything, because I was sure glad that Grandpop believed me. Even though Miss Green and my parents would never know the truth. Never know the truth. I found myself repeating the words. Why hadn't I thought of it before? It was the perfect way to convince Miss Green, to prove to her once and for all, and yet at the same time keep my promise to the president. It wasn't going to be easy. In fact, there was a big chance it wouldn't work. But I was sure going to give it a try. I raced upstairs to my room. I had work to do. The day of the science fair arrived. The science fair is one of the biggest things to happen in our town every year. Grammar schools are like elementary students, grammar schools and high schools from all over the county are represented. It's an all-day affair, held on the grounds of the state college. The judging of the projects, which are on display in the gym, is done in the morning. Then, in the afternoon, it's over to the auditorium where the awards are given out. After that, there's a big picnic on the football field. It's potluck, which means that everybody is supposed to bring something. Mom was bringing a liver casserole. I got up early and rode my bike over to the fair. The night before, my dad and I had set up my project in the gym like all the other kids. I wanted to check over my project one more time before the judging started. If my plan was going to work, everything had to be perfect. I think I remember how the book ends. I tell you, it's been a while since I've read this. It's been about a year, maybe 2 since I read it, and now it's starting to come back to me. Let's see if they have a picture of his. Oh, they do have a picture of his project. Okay, good. I was hoping that they did. All right. If my plan was going to work, everything had to be perfect. As I walked into the entrance to the gym, I ran head on into Miss Green. I might as well have run into a truck. I just saw your project, said Miss Green as she picked me up off the floor and dusted me off. I thought for sure I was going to have to flunk you, Alan Brewster, but with a project as nice as that, I just can't. Thank you, I said. The judging took place at 10 o'clock. Each student was required to stand by his project to answer questions. Peggy Applegate was on one side of me with her ant farm. Barry Kramer was on the other side with the project on motorcycle compression ratios, which his father probably did for him. It wasn't until the judges were talking to Peggy that I noticed my lipstick samples were missing. I looked over at Barry. His pockets were bulging. Something bothering you? He said to me with that sickening grin of his. I hadn't counted on this. That idiot Barry Kramer was going to mess up my plan. As I was thinking of what to do, the judges gathered around my project. Excellent, said the first judge, adjusting his glasses as he looked at my photographs and charts. Fine job, said the second judge, who was wearing white gloves as she thumbed through my notebook. All right, let me show you a picture of the project. And there's a lot of green on this page. Whoop. There we go. Look at that. There's 4 panels to this. It's held together by hinges. There's graphs. There's charts. There's a lot of green. At the very top it says lipstick. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer. Maybe by the end of this I'll be able to get this camera thing right. What does it say? Lipstick hues? Let me see what it says. Lipstick hues. Hues is another word for colors. Lipstick in the economy. Lipstick in the Industrial Revolution. Oh my. It's pretty complex. Let's see. Do you have any samples? Asked the third judge, a tall man with a pointed beard. Yes, sir, I answered. Where are they? I don't see them. I gave them to my assistant to polish. I looked over at Barry Kramer, and so did the judges. You're finished polishing them, aren't you, Barry? What are you talking about? Said Barry nervously. I pointed at his bulging pockets. I'm talking about those lipsticks in your pockets. Barry realized he was caught and handed them over. He's a little forgetful, I told the judges, but he does good work. I gave the lipsticks to the judges to examine. That was pretty clever of Alan, wasn't it? A half hour later, the judges came back and pinned a blue ribbon on my project. I had won the best science project for a 4th grader. I can't tell you how bad that made me feel. It was so dishonest. Some of those kids had worked really hard. I hadn't done a thing. The blue ribbon didn't belong to me. I realized right then and there that I couldn't accept it. He's got a pretty good conscience to feel that way, doesn't it? He feels bad. He feels guilty. Yeah. And as I was about to say something to one of the judges, Miss Green came up to me and planted a big slobbery kiss on my cheek. Ugh. Congratulations, Alan, she said. Thanks. I wiped my cheek with my shirt sleeve. I had never seen Miss Green like this before. She was almost human. I'm so proud of you. She just stood there staring at me. It was nothing, really. Then I decided it was time. Motioning towards my lipstick samples, I asked her, Would you like one of these, Miss Green? For me? She pointed her thumb toward her chest. Yes, but I would like to ask you a favor. Anything, Alan. Would you put it on? Miss Green hesitated. I don't normally wear lipstick. please? It would mean a whole lot to me. Okay, for you, I'll do it. Miss Green examined the samples, reading the different names. I think I'll try tomato yellow. Good choice, I said, smiling. I watched as Miss Green smeared on the lipstick. Her lips were large, especially the lower one that curled up, and she used a lot. Then, just as my mom does, Miss Green ran her tongue all around her lips, licking them. And here's a picture of her putting it on. Let me get a little. Oh, that's the end of the chapter. I forgot that's how that chapter ended. Okay, so it's a really short one. Oh, this is going to be a short video too. Actually, not really. All right, so here's the science fair. The president, somebody creates the lipstick science fair project for Alan and ships it to him. And he enters it in the science fair. And of course, he wins. It is a fabulous project, but he feels bad because it's like, I didn't do it. And there were other kids there that worked so hard, and they really deserve the award, and I don't. And he was getting ready to talk to the judges, and then that's when Miss Green walked up. And so he says, would you like to try some of my lipstick? And she says, absolutely. And so she's putting it on, and that's where the chapter ends. Now, I know how it ends because I've read the book several times. And of course, I'm not going to spoil it for you at all. But can you think about what's going to happen at the next chapter? Let me look and see what the title of the next chapter is, because I don't want to give too much away. I think sometimes it's kind of fun to be surprised by a book and not know too much about it. Well, okay, I can tell you the next chapter. The next chapter is chapter 11, the awards. But why do you think he ended with Miss Green putting on the lipstick? I want you to think about it. All right, so that's where we're going to stop. Next time I will read chapter 11. And if you didn't watch the video on Science Fair, make sure you watch that. And again, I haven't uploaded it yet, but maybe I'll call it Science Fair, maybe in capital letters or something, because I just wanted you guys to see what some of those displays looked like. And if I can find a good video on like a science fair and people walking around, because it's crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'll stick that on there as well. So anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.